Hello again, everybody. This is part 3 of my Xbox One repair attempt, and I wasn't ready to let this thing defeat me quite yet. I went looking for a motherboard for it, because it's the only thing I can think of as being faulty. So I went onto eBay, looked for a motherboard, bid on one, lost by £1, but then through a fortuitous amount of fortune, the seller sent me a second chance request, or second chance offer, and I got a new motherboard for £15, plus postage for £5, so £20 altogether. I got a new motherboard. Well, I say new. It's not new. It's just here. So I have a new motherboard, well, an old motherboard. Apparently it's a day 1 edition motherboard, according to the seller. So it is going to be quite old. But he assures in the listing that it works. We'll find out. So yeah, I've got a motherboard for £20, including the postage. I also got a few other gubbins with it, which you basically just split it. So I've got the fan. I might end up using my fan, I don't know. If this does work, I will put some new thermal paste on. And looking at that, I might use my heatsink, because that looks a bit... So I've got the fan, I've got the Wi-Fi aerial, the Wi-Fi connector, HDD connector, the little buzzer. Interestingly included them, the little posts. The Blu-ray drive connector, but not the power connector. That's kind of weird. I've got the SATA. The Wi-Fi card. If they both work, I will sell one of these like individually. And annoyingly, because I bought that, it came with another power supply. Considerably dusty power supply, as you can see. I've already taken the feet off to clean inside it. But yeah, that's... Ooh! I'm going to use that one for now, because that's the new one. So I'm going to have to take this apart again for like the 5th or 6th time. Just because I want everything connected to it. I want the hard drive and the Blu-ray drive connected to it before I power it up. And obviously the front panel. The front panel is the only thing I haven't been able to test or replace. Which, annoyingly, he didn't include with all this stuff, which is kind of annoying. So, yeah. How many Dreamcasts do I want? Yeah, so, yeah, I'll take mine apart again, get the drives out, get the front panel out, and then... I won't put the fan on completely, I'll just sort of connect it to the top, like that. So, and then we'll see, yeah. I'll be back in a few seconds. Just let me take this apart, and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, I have now taken mine apart, just there. And I've now put pretty much everything of mine on the motherboard, with the exception of the fan and the Wi-Fi card. Plugged into the television. I haven't plugged this into the power yet. Which I probably should have done, because I have cable tied this, and this is going to be tricky. Okay, yeah, come on. Oh god. Oh, I did it. Okay. Let's see. Light goes white. Is that good or bad? I don't know. Okay, well, let's switch to the channel. I haven't got the buzzer hooked up, and I'm not going to look. I'm just going to push the power button, and we'll keep looking at the screen, okay? When it focuses. There we go. Okay, you ready? Push the button. Oh! Well, yes, something went wrong. Not quite sure why, because it was working when I can't turn my bloody controller on because I've got no battery in it. I don't know where my red controller is. Where's my red controller? Oh god, it's over there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, see if we can sync that. And then, does this work? It does? Okay. Because it wasn't working in my last attempt, but I think it's because I didn't have the Wi-Fi board attached. Okay. Hey, it works. Troubleshoot. Reset. We'll try that first. Evidently, I might have to do the offline thing. But, yeah, you can't see much because of the bloody window. But it's working! Kind of. Oh, okay, well it doesn't obviously want to move off of that screen, so might have to do the offline update. Because this was working. When I used this on my Xbox, when I was able to get it working for like 5 minutes, it went through the setup process. Obviously not this time round, but I better turn it off anyway because, like I said, the fan's not fully attached to the heatsink, so... Yeah, okay, so it definitely does not like that. Okay, let's turn it off. Da da da. Is it off? Yeah. There we go. Just how hot is it? Oh god. Yeah. Okay, that's not too bad. That's actually still quite cool. Okay, well, the good news is it's working. After all this time. Depending on how much cash I have when I do actually come to sell this needs a controller. If I'm gonna sell this, I would like to sell it as a complete thing. So, I'd get the controller for it if I could. I kind of want to sand down this because it's quite scratched. I want to sand it down and spray paint it black in a sort of matte black look. I might have to leave that as it is, so because I don't know how bad that's scratched up. But yeah, I kind of want to paint the lid black just to make it look a bit more nicer. So, but anyway, it's working. So what I'm going to do is I should take the heatsink off of this very carefully, so I can apply my heatsink because I think it is just in better condition. Let's switch the channel back. AVGN. Yeah, and then use my fan. I could sell this fan as well separately since it seems to be working, and I'm assuming this works as well. Well, it must do, wouldn't it? Because the controller worked and everything. So if this was faulty, I have a feeling this wouldn't work wirelessly. So that's good. That's good. Yeah. Again, I shall stop the recording and I shall return in but a moment. I shall see you in 2 ticks. Right, we're back, and this is now the new old board with all of my stuff back on it. So my Blu-ray drive, my hard drive, my heatsink and fan, obviously my front face. This is the speaker that came with it, and this is the Wi-Fi board that came with it. So these are still the parts that came, whereas these are my current parts. So let's change the channel. I've got to plug this bloody thing back in again. Ugh. Okay. Plug you in, because I keep forgetting. Yeah. I can't even find where the slot is. Okay, in. It's in. That's gone white. I hope I haven't damaged. Oh god, it's turned itself on. No, why has it turned itself on? Well, it's spinning, so I didn't actually... No, the light's gone back off. Ah, what's turning it on? Oh, might be the board's loose. Ooh, it's in 480p. That's weird. I wonder why it's... That is... No. No. Okay, now it's in 1080p. Yeah. It's still preparing. It's still on. Okay, oh, okay. Okay, that was expected. I'm gonna have to get a flash drive to do something. Yeah, okay. Well, on the plus side, it doesn't look like I've damaged anything, so I'm actually gonna leave that on. And then we'll prepare a flash drive. So, jump cut. I shall see you in a few minutes. Well, for you it'll be a few seconds, but for me it'll be a few minutes. So, see you in a bit. Right, we are back. It's been like 20 minutes or so. I have prepared a flash drive, and the Xbox has remained on this entire time. It has not turned off, so that's good. That's good. So yes, I have prepared the flash drive right here. We are going to plug it into the side, like so. Okay, I've already turned the controller on, which I'm on. I'm going to need multiple buttons. Oh god, I've got all bloody WD-40 on it. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, it's still on this screen, so... try and get more comfortable. This is not... Okay. Nope. Right, okay. Troubleshoot. I'm trying to hold the camera in a very bizarre way. There we go. So, can't really see still because I haven't closed the bloody blinds. Okay. Offline system update. Hopefully I don't have to rebuild the hard drive. Be very annoying if I do. You know what? I'm going to close the curtain. Okay. I'm going to close the blind. That's opening. There we go. Oh. 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 That's very, very... Excuse me. Okay, so... I don't know what the difference is between... Actually, the blind closing did not really help. That's because I have closed it in the wrong direction. There we go. That's better. So yeah, well, I don't know what the difference is between installing and applying. There's like installing it is extracting it from the flash drive, and then applying it is the installation. I don't know. But yeah, at the moment it's still good. Actually, it's been on. I really wish I had some IPA instead of this, because this doesn't evaporate, so it's kind of still like on the board, like all slimy. It's not damaging it because it's non-conductive, and it is used for cleaning electronics. But obviously IPA will evaporate over time. So I just wish I had some of that, but I don't. So you know, I use what I've got. So yes. Well, this is the most hopeful I've been. If I have to rebuild the hard drive structure, that's fine. But it was rebuilt when I got this working temporarily the last time. because it was in the process of reset, because I'd reset it. So, but it's still going. It's still going. This is good. This is very, very good. It's going pretty quick. I mean, yeah. It's a very basic hard drive. If I had the money, I'd probably put like a 2 terabyte fire cooler in there, just to make a pretty quick original Xbox One, which would be kind of cool. Originally, the fire cooler was going to go into the Xbox One X, but I'm not opening that anymore. I'm going to leave it as is, and then possibly wait till after this warranty has now run out, and then maybe try again. So, you know. But, holy shit. Yeah, I've also cleaned out the power supply as well. So now it's a lot more cleaner. I'm also cleaning 2 Dreamcasts. Yay! Actually, one's my friend's. That's my friend's, and that's mine, which I'm going to sell on eBay. So I'm just... They look quite white now. That's basically those 2 there. So, if anyone's interested, look, you can do a battery mod where you can take off the dead rechargeable and put it on a new holder, and then you can put a rechargeable battery in it. That way you can take it out when it's dead and put it back in when it's working. They've also given it a new custom LED. See, this is going to be a purple LED. This is purple, so I'm going to paint this purple and black, but I've decided against it. Unfortunately, when I removed one of the LED, I removed one of the solder pads, so I couldn't solder it back on. And interestingly enough, I've done the same thing to mine. I removed the LED, removed the solder pad, so I had to wire it directly to the power supply instead. Yeah, very annoying. This one has a blue LED, and this one has a purple LED. That has an orange LED, because my friend's hasn't been modified. The only thing I've done to my friend's so far is the new battery holder. I just need 3 rechargeable batteries. So, at the moment, yeah. So. Alright. Oh, actually, we're doing quite well, actually. 96. That was pretty quick, in all honesty. When it went off, hopefully that's just the reset. Please turn back on. Oh. Oh, you can see me. Hello. Okay, come on. Start applying the update. Come on. Let's see some numbers. Oh, it's on 58%. Is that sometimes where it could get stuck? I can hear the hard drive going like the clappers. I'm sure this hard drive is fine. I mean, you won't be able to hear it, but it's definitely going like the crazy bitch. Yeah, that is whirring away like crazy. Maybe there is something wrong with this drive. But then again, this used to... okay. Maybe it is a bad drive. I shall have to look into this. I'm gonna have to stop for a bit, and I'll come back. So, see you in a bit.
The next day.
Okay, hello. This is about 24 hours later, after I discovered the E100 error, which I thought may have been down to a bad hard drive. It was not. After a bit of research, it turns out that the reason for the E100 error is because the Blu-ray drives are coded to the motherboard that they originally came with. So that was the new motherboard there. This is the original motherboard. So after realizing that the working motherboard would not work without the original DVD Blu-ray drive, Effectively, the working board became 100% useless. The seller was selling the motherboard because of a faulty Blu-ray drive and is no longer in possession of said drive. So I didn't have the circuit board. I couldn't request it. I couldn't request the daughter board from his drive and put it in mine. So the board that I bought was effectively 100% useless at that time. And as a result, technically speaking, was only worth parts. Not there's that many parts on it that you can do. So not having any like multimeters or continuity testers or anything like that, it's going to be impossible for me to work out what components on here are dead or dying. I mean, it might be one of the MOSFETs, I don't know. Or it might be one of the components near the power, it might be somewhere around here. I honestly don't know. Just on a complete whim, I spent hours the other day on this board here, removing all of the solid state, I think these are solid state capacitors, or electrolytic capacitors. These are all the capacitors from the dead board. And now all of the capacitors on here, these ones here, these are all of the capacitors from the good board. And these are all of the capacitors I removed. It took me absolutely ages. The soldering iron that I've got is good for like wiring and cabling and whatnot, but not very good for removing components like this, because it doesn't get hot enough for that. It gets hot enough for, you know, basic wiring and cabling and whatnot, which is usually all I do. But this is the first time I've ever really attempted something like component moving. So, and I thought, well, you know, it's worth a shot. You know, some people say the capacitors in these go. I tried that didn't work. So I thought, well, I'll try the capacitors in this. So I think that was all of the solid state capacitors. Oh, there's that one there. I didn't take that one off. But to be honest, I don't even know what half of these do. I thought these ones might help, because obviously these are near the power supply. So I thought that might do something, but obviously not. So I thought it might work. It was a, you know, it was a chance, but you know, it still won't. It turns on and then turns off again. So you're just gonna have to stick this on, put this all back together, plop it on eBay, and just basically say there's a fault with the motherboard and that I had replaced the capacitors on it, just to test. I've tried turning it on with a controller to sort of eliminate this, but it won't turn on without this attached to it. So, and I have noticed that there is a little surge of electricity in there because the fan does sort of pulse very slightly. So it tries. There's something that's trying, but yeah, I just can't figure this out for the life of me. It's just a shame. I was so excited when this was booting up, only to find that, yeah, it's because of the board. I mean, originally I watched a My Mate Vince video where he bought an Xbox One S with a replacement Blu-ray drive, but it had the original drive with it. And when he tried to do it, he had the same error message as me. And then he put the original drive back on, and it worked. And this was further cemented by watching an a video from XFix from a few months ago, who said that the main problem, or the main cause of an E100 error, is that the deep Blu-ray drive doesn't match the board. And with that, I just went, So, I mean, I wouldn't be so depressed if it wasn't for the fact that A, I spent 80 quid on this, and God knows how much of it I'm going to be able to get back. The only small saving grace of this is that I do now have a spare power supply, because the motherboard came with one, so I can sell that. And I also have a spare heatsink and fan, so that might be worth selling as well. Other than that, I don't really have many spares, other than like the buzzer. I have the Wi-Fi card as well. They should work. Unfortunately, I can't test. It's not plugged in, but I assume that won't cause it to turn off. I've been on like I've posted a forum on 7 sins, whatever it's called, and even they don't know. So no one knows why it just keeps turning off when it wasn't the primary problem, which was the capacitor in these. And I've tried 4 of these. So, you know, the one that came with it, the one that I bought, my friends, and the one that came with this board. And unfortunately, none worked. So, I might just swap the fans around, because this is my original one. So I'll put that back on where it came from. I would change the heat sinks around, but I really can't be bothered because it means I would have to put more thermal paste. But then again, they're going to have to take it apart anyway. They might have to put fresh thermal paste on it anyway, so I don't know. I don't have much thermal paste left, so no, I'll leave the heat sink on. Actually, I might leave the fan on as well. I'll just keep that fan and that heat sink together. So, yes, unfortunately, this little adventure that I was on, trying to get this thing working, was a no-go, unfortunately. Hit dead end. So at the moment, I still haven't played any Xbox games on my girlfriend's one, because I just wanted mine. And it's now Thursday, the 4th of April, and Microsoft or Currys have had my Xbox since the 20th of March. So yeah, I'm still waiting. Bollocks. I'll leave it there. So yeah, that's the end. Thank you for watching. I'm sure you didn't enjoy it because it was very boring and I couldn't fix it. I couldn't even find out what was wrong. If I could find out what was wrong with it, and I knew full well I couldn't fix it, that wouldn't be so bad. But I couldn't even figure out which part is causing it. So, even more annoying. Nothing. So, yeah. Bye for now. Thank you for watching. Bye.